Designing and manufacturing a frontier semiconductor requires billions of dollars in specialized research, highly precise fabrication equipment, and years of development. Investors only agree to absorb that massive financial risk because intellectual property laws guarantee a legal monopoly on the eventual returns. They fund the research because they know they will own the exclusive right to sell the resulting product. United States export controls act as the ultimate guardrail for that intellectual property on the global stage. They legally prevent geopolitical adversaries from purchasing and exploiting America's most sensitive and advanced hardware. When those rules are successfully bypassed, the incentive structures that make free market innovation possible begin to collapse. The developers lose their protective moat, and the risk of funding the next generation of computing starts to outweigh the potential reward. The current export rules are failing on a massive scale. Recently, federal prosecutors indicted 3 individuals for allegedly running a $2.5 billion diversion scheme, routing highly restricted NVIDIA-equipped servers straight into China. To bypass the law, the conspirators constructed entirely fake warehouses and filled them with dummy server equipment, specifically designed to fool U.S. authorities during physical compliance audits. This chart compares the official export allowances, which are set at exactly 0, to the estimated number of frontier chips actually operating in restricted markets right now. We are looking at a shadow inventory of well over 100,000 restricted GPUs. This volume of illicit trade transforms a highly regulated, high-investment free market into a hijacked black market, destroying the creator's legal monopoly on advanced AI compute. The hardware disappears into the global logistics web. Trans-shipment hubs across Southeast Asia act as massive, anonymous sorting centers, effectively masking the final destination of restricted hardware shipments. Smugglers mask these shipments by setting up overseas shell companies and signing falsified end-user certificates, making the final buyer look perfectly legal on a shipping manifest. The complexity of modern hardware distribution makes physical enforcement by a limited number of customs agents structurally impossible. A few agents cannot possibly verify the internal components of every container leaving a major port. This physical circumvention is effectively state-sponsored piracy, allowing foreign actors to extract the strategic value of American technology without paying the research and development toll. But you don't even need to physically move a chip to exploit it. There is a legal blind spot known as the cloud loophole. Foreign entities can legally rent compute power from servers housed in permitted countries. This allows them to remotely access advanced processors operating in Southeast Asian data centers from thousands of miles away, entirely bypassing physical import bans. The consequences became obvious earlier this year with the release of DeepSeek, a Chinese AI model that used restricted chips to directly rival US models, a moment that shocked the American tech industry. Adversaries are achieving technological parity. They are leveraging U.S. hardware infrastructure to train their own neural networks without adhering to any market rules or absorbing the massive R&D costs. This dynamic creates an innovation tax. When a black market adopter bypasses the rules, they can rapidly deploy advanced systems and underprice the original creators who actually funded the research. This chart shows the disparity. A U.S. chipmaker absorbs billions in R&D over several years, while a foreign competitor using smuggled hardware starts with that same capability at a near-zero research cost. This dynamic shifts the risk-reward calculation for the venture capital firms that fund the hardware industry. When legal protection is no longer guaranteed, the massive funding rounds required for deep tech R&D become significantly harder to justify. If a free market cannot legally protect the outputs of its most expensive investments, the capital required to fund future technological breakthroughs will dry up. The failure of paper contracts has forced a legislative pivot. Congress is now looking past border checkpoints and targeting the hardware itself. The proposed Chip Security Act mandates that location verification technology be built straight into the microarchitecture of all advanced AI chips before they are allowed to be exported. The chip verifies its physical location before unlocking its processing power. If moved to an unauthorized zone, it blocks the request. The tech industry warns this government-mandated kill switch destroys consumer trust and creates a high-value target for hackers. International trade laws have proven too fragile to contain the demand for advanced computing. To preserve the financial incentives that drive innovation, the rules of the market are being hardwired directly into the silicon itself.